Hello everyone, in this video we're going to talk about pages and posts in Elementor. So when you're in your admin area and logged in, you can go to the pages section and you will see a list of pages that are available that you have created either in a draft state or a published state or some other kind of state. And then you can delete them. It's pretty simple. Trash by deleting individually, or you can select multiple and do a bulk actions, and it's not going to do it until you hit the apply, but I don't want to delete these, so I'm not going to do that. It's pretty self-explanatory. All you got to do is push the button. And the next thing I want to talk about is creating a new page, because I think that's kind of the most important part. You can also do quick edit. So if you want to edit the URL or the title or the date or whatever, you can do stuff in the quick edit and then hit update. So what I want to do is create a new page, and we can create a services page. So we'll just hit add new page. And then we can create a title for the page. So we'll just call it services. And then there is a distinction between pages and posts. So a couple of distinctions. So pages do not have categories or tags. They're more for evergreen, permanent content. Not that blog posts aren't permanent, but the pages are more for like your services, your about me, your contact page. You know, like if you're a cleaning business, then it could be like residential janitorial and commercial janitorial. Those are the types of pieces of content that would go in pages. And if you're using a page builder, then you may want to use the page builder like Elementor or Thrive Architect or whatever it is on the pages themselves to customize the pages. The other alternative is to use the Gutenberg, but if you're using the Gutenberg, then there's not really any benefit and there's not really any reason to have a page builder, unless of course there's only a couple pages where you need it. So it's really fully customizable, and you have to mix and match to figure out, what is best for your situation. But for this tutorial series, we're going to be building out our pages in Elementor, and then our posts are going to be in Gutenberg. So I'm just going to hit, I guess I'll hit publish, and this page has been published, and then I'm going to hit edit with Elementor. And so that's going to override the Gutenberg editor, and it's going to give us this page builder to build out our services page. I think it was a services page. And so in here we can add templates and all of that kind of stuff. And so here's a thing, and we're not going to get into this quite yet, but we can put in some text and we can change the text. Hello, I am a text box on the services page. So we'll hit update, and then there's our services page. And then if we go back to our admin area, which we can do by hitting those three dots and exit, and new options. I haven't seen this before. New options for exit to. Okay, cool. So you can choose where you want to exit to. I'm just going to hit up this post. Oh, save. We'll hit update first. My bad. Okay, there. Now we can hit exit. And that exits us back to our specific page that we were editing, but all we see is this button, edit with Elementor. So what we'll want to do is we'll want to go back to our main admin area by clicking the W icon, and then now we have our services page here in the list, and we can see that it's published because we hit publish. So there's a view button here, and we can view it, and you can also view it by going to the domain. If you see here in the bottom left, when you hover over view, it says hello I like pie.xyz/services. So that's the URL that we'll go to visit this page. So I'm going to control click or command click on the Mac to open in a new window or new tab. And then here is our page. And then again, we can create another page without the Elementor page builder. And if you can not use Elementor, then I would recommend not using Elementor. Elementor, or any page builder really, does add some bloat, and they're not quite as performant, not quite as fast loading. So, and there's just a lot less fluff in the HTML tags and elements. So, if you can, I would recommend not using Elementor, but again, for this tutorial series, we're going to use it just because it's easier. So I'm going to make a services 2 page, and in this, I'm going to use the Gutenberg editor just to test it out and see how it works. So you can hit this if you if it's empty, you should get this little plus button, so you can choose the element, or you can just start typing. So I'm going to say, hello, I am a paragraph, and then if you hit enter, it allows you to add another block. And then over here, you get this little plus. And you can add a bunch of different things. So you can add a quote, an image, heading, or you can browse and see a whole bunch of things. You can add a code block, or a gallery, or a file, or just a whole lot of things. And then you can add more things to this list via plugins, which we'll get to a little bit later. But for now, we'll just stick with the heading. So you can hit plus and you can add the heading. You can say, hello, I am a heading. And I'm going to write in here, oh yeah, this is Gutenberg. Okay, so this is a heading, and then you can change the settings. You can change it to an H1 heading, an H3 heading, anywhere from H1 to H6. You can also bold the text or bold certain parts of it. And so that brings another point. You can highlight things. Oh, maybe that's not necessary in here. Okay, no, it's not. I'm sorry. So what you can do is you can click it, and then you can change it if it already exists. So here is the current element or block type that it is, which is a paragraph currently. If we want to change that to a heading, we can just click it and then change it to a heading, or we could change it to a quote or a whatever. So you'll have to play around with that and figure out how that works, but we can talk about it in a little bit more detail here. So we've got a heading, and then let's do one more. So I'll do an image. So I can type in image and search for it. I think you can also hit this slash to pick something else. So I'm going to pick an image. And you can upload a new image, or you can insert from a URL, or you can add a image from your media library. So I'm going to do that one just because it's a little bit simpler. So I'm going to add this guitar here. So I'm going to select. There we go. So now if I hit publish and publish again, we can view the page. So we can see here it says on the bottom left, services -2. So I'm going to view it. And here is our page. And so that is pretty much the Gutenberg. It gets a little bit deeper than that, but I think that should be good for now. I'm going to go back, and I want to talk about pages now, or posts. So if we go back to the WP admin, pages, these are again evergreen content. So blog page, about page, services page, etc. And if you're going to be using a page builder, this is where you would want to be using them, in the pages area. When you're in posts, this is for like blog articles or blog posts. So this would be more for the main difference is that it has categories and tags applied to it, and dates. I don't believe categories or pages have dates on them. They might, I might be mistaken, but the posts definitely have dates on them. And again, these are more for like articles. So how to tie your shoes, or, you know, what is the best type of window cleaner? Those are examples of like good blog posts, and you kind of feel the difference as you get more comfortable with it, but hopefully that makes sense. And so if you are using posts, if you're going to be blogging, I highly recommend you do not use Elementor inside of your posts. when you're using posts, you want to use the Gutenberg editor, because when your business grows and you eventually decide to get rid of Elementor, which as a growing business, you will hopefully eventually grow out of Elementor, you don't want to have to go in and migrate every single article away from Elementor and into the Gutenberg editor. You'll probably just want to have them in the Gutenberg editor to begin with. So here is a blog post example. I'm going to say, how to set up an LLC. And here's going to be our post. I'm going to say, this is how you set up an LLC. And I'm going to hit publish. So publish, and you can view the post. So I'm going to click it, and we have a pretty gross URL structure, which we'll fix in another video. But here we have the ability to leave comments and our title, which will make this a little bit prettier later, and then our content. So this is how you set up an LLC. So this is our posts. And again, I recommend using Gutenberg editor for your articles or your blog posts, and then use, if you want to or need to, then use Elementor inside of your pages. So that's it for this video, and we'll talk more about the Gutenberg editor in another video. Please subscribe to this channel for more videos and articles dedicated to helping you build an amazing website without writing code. We also cover topics like SEO and growing your business. Click the bell to be notified about our latest videos, and let us know what you thought by liking the video and leaving a comment. Finally, check out our website in the description to see our latest products and services we offer and how we can help you accomplish your goals.